Hello everyone. In today's session, we will learn about the security levels. What are these security levels? How they will impact our application. Okay. So, what is security basically? Why we need security? We'll just know about that first. See, any enterprise application built can be accessed by multiple roles of people. Okay. So let's take a banking application. So the banking application will be accessed by manager, employee, as well as the customer. So what they will see at the different levels, different type of roles, they will see different types of data. So if you are logged in as a manager, the manager can see all customer accounts and all they can see. Okay, and let's say for all the employees details also they can see within the branch or multiple branches details they can see as a manager. If the employee logged in into the application, so he can see particular branch details as well as particular branch related customers and their information, their transactions. Now, one customer logged into that application, let's say. Then what happened? Customer can see only his details or her details. So how they are restricting this data, visibility of data is using the security basically. Why we need security? So there's any data is a sensitive data when we are implementing the enterprise application. Nobody wants to expose their personal information or any data to other people. So in order to protect the data, security levels implemented basically. In Mendix, by default, we have three security levels, like as you see here, off, prototype, and production. So when it is off, what will happen? In prototype, what will happen? In production, what will happen? I will show you now. Let's jump into the project. I created a new project and I created two entities. Let's create a audio pages for the both entities. Okay, so directly I'm creating instead of creating manually, I'm creating directly. So generate audio pages for both the entities. So here I am selecting select all. So for both the entities, audio pages will be created. Then I will add them to navigation. Okay. See, the security tab is only available at the project level now. Why it is only available at security tab available at project level, not at the module level? Because only the security is off. Okay. So now what will happen when we enable security to prototype? So when it is off, first we will see what will happen. So I am not allowed to create any roles within the module. So whenever we implemented security to prototype or production, the security will be available at the module level also. Let's say I say change it to prototype. Okay. And I click on OK. Now I can see the security feature again at the module level also. So what's the advantage with the security? So let's say I created a module, this module for multiple roles, administrator and user. So administrator can access and edit the data for training events as well as the course. And user only can edit the want to see the requirement is like admin. There are two roles in the application, administrator and the user. Okay. And the admin is allowed to create a courser, create a training event, modify the course, modify the training event. Whereas the user role people has to log in and they can only do what they can do, only they can edit the description for the course. They cannot access the training event page. That is the requirement basically we got. In this case, what happened? Currently, the security is prototype. Then see, even if it is prototype for production, we can see module level security element here or type here. What is the difference between again prototype? See, security not change, right? Extra what will happen whenever we change from prototype to production? What will happen is whenever we say change from prototype to production, entity access will be added. So let's say we'll go back to prototype first. When it is off, you see here security will go for this module. Clear, right? Now again I'm enabling the prototype. Whenever we are enabling prototype, so before that let's see for a page. Let's open one page. and go to properties. See the visible for there, right? It will not have any impact on the application basically. Here it will select only the complete this role. So here I don't have any security. So let me change to prototype. So for this prototype, what will happen? Whenever we change to prototype, security will be added in each module level and module roles can be introduced. Module level security can be introduced. And with that, I can restrict user to access page level or microflow level. So I will show it in the example. Like whenever we enable the prototype security, I can handle the like I can use the security to handle for page level or microflow level. That means in the page level I can define who can access this page, and similarly at the microflow level also I can define who can access the microflow. How we will do first? If it is prototype for production, first at the module level we'll define the roles. Like two roles, let's say user and administrator we told it as per our requirement. Administrator. I created two roles. The prototype there. So what will happen now? I can restrict the page OPS. See, administrator can see the course overview page. Similarly, training event page, but only this user have access to this page, course overview page, but not have access to the training event page. So how I will do? By selecting this roles. That is about the prototype. So what difference will happen when I change it from prototype to production? Entity access will be added basically. So what is entity access? If you go to first we'll see the entity when we'll open entity. First we'll keep it in the prototype and we will open an entity. Then you can see the difference. So let's say open course entity. How many tabs we see? 5 tabs, right? Now I'm going to change it to production and I'll just click on OK. Now again open entity. What will happen? See one more tab we select access rules. So this is the entity access. So what is the advantage with this? In this it will define attribute level we can define. So okay, this administrator role can access have access to these attributes and user have access to these attributes. And again those access again read write access or read access. If it is read access, those fields will be displayed as a non-editable. If it is read write access, the role which is assigned the read write access to that attribute, they can modify that value. So we will see all these steps in the like practically. Now again I'm going back to the off. Okay. Now I'll go to security and I'll create two roles. I could no need to create. I don't have an option, right? So, but as per my requirement, I need to create two roles. I don't have an option. Now let me add this course overview page and this to navigation. As per our requirement, what we need to do? We need to like allow the administrator to create a course or edit course, create a training event, edit the training event. But when I logged in as a user, I need to allow user to only update the description of the course. That's all. But currently there is so no security is off. So what will happen? I will show you. Just let me modify this UI a little bit. Then we will go to navigation. First we need to navigation. Like we need to add a navigation. Then only we can see the difference. So here I don't have an option to add the role. So even if I add the role, it will take the default role. If you go to security, nothing there, right? So user role it will take by default. Similarly, training or also I need to delete this one here because these are two separate pages. I will add it in the navigation separately. For that thing, I'm deleting that one. Now let's go to navigation. Let's add two pages. So let's go. So let's select a icon for a course asterisk. I will select course overview. So let's take. I'll make it as a show page. My first module overview pages. I will say select course overview. So this is done. Here I see whenever this security is off, we cannot have any user roles here. It will be empty. So that means everybody or anybody can access this page. Or they can able to see this data. Now let's add second navigation item, training events. So let's again select one more icon. Oh, let's take a training event. Let's select this one. Show page. Then you can go to my first module, audio pages, training event audio. Now I when run the application, what will happen? We will see. There are no roles, so anybody can access the pages without any issue. Even I'm administrator, I know I'm an administrator, but system don't know because system we don't configure any roles yet. That's the reason. Even I know I'm an administrator or I know I'm a user, still I can access the other data. So this port is using. So see why it is happening in other application settings. I'm using the same port. So either I need to stop that application. Then if I rerun, it will work. This is option one. When you get that kind of error, otherwise other option is like we need to click on the settings edit, change this port, server port 8080. These two ports you need to just change because you see here this application, in this application I'm using the same port numbers. So when one application is running and using this port, we cannot run this other application with the same port, or we cannot open the other application same port number. That's the reason we need to change the port numbers. That is option two. First option is to stop the debugging for the first application. Then stop the first application and then run the second application. It will solve our issue. So let's run again. Now, click on OK. Now see, let's say administrator came to this application. Just type the URL. Then what will localhost 88? What will happen? We will see. Scenario one is like now I'm administrator. Let's assume. Now I came. I just click on this one. See what I can see here. I can see the courses or you training events also I can see. So I thought, okay, I'm administrator, so I can have access to these two. Let me add a new course. Course one. Let's say created by AP. So okay, I thought I created one course. Now I will go to training events. So let's add one more event. Let's add an event 4th July and 28th course. So I thought, okay, I'm happy. Now let's say scenario two. I came, again I click as a customer, like our user. So again I can see all the things because no security configured till now for this application. So as a user also now I can create a course hub. So similarly, because application cannot differentiate who are using this application, right? Because there is no login page, so we directly access the. That's the reason. Let's add one more course. So nothing, right? We can add the course, we can save. Now let's change to prototype and we will try to do the same operation. So let's go to the application. First step one is to change the security to prototype. Then now user roles, how many we have? Two. Okay. Now let's go to click on OK. Now security open. Now go to security administrator, this one, right? What? So now what is the use of this roles? See here page access. So what I will give, administrator have access to course overview, course magic, training events, this one. But user have access to course overview, Decided. Like this I configured. Now I click on OK. Okay. Is anything going to happen now? Let's check that. Okay. Because we made one change, we need to rerun the application. And here one advantage we have in the Mendix. See, there are errors. First we need to resolve this error. Administrator password not been set. So demo user. So far it is saying there is a default administrator is there. So mx admin and open. So this is the administrator role I give. Okay. Now the second step we need to take, demo users we need to create. So in Mendix, what will happen? Directly we can log in as admin and we can use this demo accounts to give the demo to anyone until the actual setup completed, account creation setup completed. Okay, that is the advantage in Mendix. So click on OK now. Just I'll browse this one. I'll see whether any changes are there or still I can see both the pages as a administrator, as a customer, as a user also. Let's rerun this one. To refresh the page, need to wait. Yeah, it's completed. It refreshed. See, now it is, we are by default, we are going to get the login page. So I'm trying to log in as administrator. As administrator, I have access to all the things, right? So it's fine. But what happened now? Course audio, I can see. Now let's take it as a demo administrator. See, when you click on this icon, right? You can see the default demo users. So now I log in as a demo administrator. So I can have access to only course audio. Let's create one more course. Why I don't have access to training viewers? We need to check. Course 2 created by admin. This we need to check. What is the issue here? Save. Now I just change my role is to user. Demo user. Still I can see the this one on the course area. Now I'll create a course as course 3. I'll create one more course. Yes. Wait. Yes. Created by user role. Okay, so now I both the things here same access to one page only. Why I don't have access to training events? That we need to resolve first. Let's go back to this one. Training events, why it is okay. Let me go to security here. If you go to page access, training event and this one I gave access right for administrator, why it not okay. Why it not came, we need to check. Go to training event for your page and click on here. We can see we have administrator role, right? Yes. So why it not came? We need to check. So, oh yeah, I got it. The issue. Because when you go to security, see the user roles, what I give for administrator and user, this is the module roles I assigned, right? I didn't assign the administrator role here. That's why in the both places I can see for administrator what are the roles I assigned. In my first module I assigned the user role. I need to change it to administrator. Okay. Now if for the user, if you see my first module user. So whenever I create logged in as a demo user, now it will consider as a user role. Now when I logged in as a demo administrator, it will take as a administrator. So just this issue resolved now. Just refresh once again. Because we made any change in Mendix, we need to refresh. Still loading. We need to wait. Yes, we are done. Refreshed. So again we log out. Now see, for the administrator, I can see two roles. So let me log in as a demo administrator. I can see we can see the difference now. So here you can see course for you training events for demo administrator. Now let's change my role to demo user. I can have only one role, course hour. Right. This is with the prototype role, prototype security level. Now let's create login as a demo administrator and create a training event also. So this is about the page access for this one. So training event anyway, I have one training event. So this is good. Training event, we have one training event. Is it map to anything? Just click on it to map to course. Okay. Now microflow I mentioned, right? Now see, even in the course or you administrator also can click or edit. So course to let's say course to created by admin, but admin, right? Now I am logged as admin. Just let me change my role to demo user. Even I am a demo user, the requirement is to just the user can update the description. But what will happen? Now user can change the title also, which is wrong. So how we are going to restrict? That is next step. The issue is currently the issue is with these buttons, right? They can access this one, view and edit. So what I will do, as of now, I want to restrict user to not to edit any course. How can we restrict that? Currently, why it is allowing? If you see here, edit is a default button we are using. So if you go to course or you, default button we are using. Let's take a microphone to edit the course. Okay, the action button, edit using microphone. So right click, add any click option, call microphone. So what is the microphone? New ACT edit course. Click on OK. Now this course was created. Right click and go to microphone. So first thing first, we need to give allow the roles. So what I will do, will allow only administrator for the microphone to edit. Now whenever they click on the course, they need to go to edit page, right? Open this edit page. So the object we need to pass course object. They passed it. So now I'll go to course value. Let me delete this button. So instead of delete, I can do other options. So let me delete it. Now refresh. Now what are the differences will happen in this application? Now you see I logged in as a demo user. Let me log in as a demo administrator. Now I can go to course overview. Now I can edit the title and see. Now I can edit this one. Right. We see the difference. So as a prototype, we can restrict user to access to page or microflow level only. Now let's change this to production level security. Then as we observe, entity access also gets added. So what's the advantage of it? See now once we change it to production, it gave errors. 32 errors. What errors? See no read access, no read access to attributes. So how we are going to resolve? We need to go to domain model first. So whatever the roles we define, those roles has to have some access with these entities, then only we can use them. Otherwise, they will show errors like this. So let's go to training event. User have full read right. So training anyway, they don't have any access right. So we'll make it as a read access. So once you see here, what happened, whatever the role we select, we are going to give the permission to that role to create new objects or deleting the existing objects. Similarly, other access what we are going to give. For the attributes, if you give read, they can read write. They can only view the data. If you read write, they can edit the data also. And defaulted for new members means, let's say we created a new user with user role. But then what will happen if we say read write, they can edit the data. So by default, it is better to keep none. Now user I gave read, full read, no write. Let's take training unit administrator. I'll say hello create, so they can create, they can delete, and here read write, so they can read write the data, so they can update the start date, update the end date, and edit the code. So let's say for a administrator, once they selected, they want to, they done this thing. Okay, let's go for the other table now. Now this error will go, but one more error that will go. Now go to access tools for this. What we thought, what is our requirement basically here for user? They can only update description, right? So only for attribute, I'll give read, right? Remaining I give, that's it. I'll give read. Similarly, administrator role I will take now. Administrator can create, delete, and they can rewrite. Okay. If it is auto number, by default it is a read. That's what we need to keep in mind. Now click on OK. Let's see the changes now. That has all gone. Now again rerun the application. And before rerun the application, we need to do one more step. Let's go to course audio, control Z audio, just enable the edit button. Okay. Then we will rerun again because we added it. Right. Just we need to rerun again. Now we will see what will happen when we edit the course. Now user also can edit the course. So let's go to application. Let's log in as a domain administrator and go to training events or course audio. Similarly, now I can add any course and edit the course. Course 21. I can make it as a inactive. This online course now is active. Now I can save. This is modified admin. Now let's say I log in as a demo user role. Now he can also see the course audio. Because we don't give new or delete, so those buttons not appear here. You observe, right? That is the entity level access effect. Now in entity level, what I give only read write to description. So let's say created by admin and description modified. So only description I give read write user role. Only they can update it. Meaning read. They cannot read only. Non it. See it updated. That's all about the security basic settings, right? So we continue with the security thing in next module or next video.